And we always have an insurance tip for you, some good information for you to listen to. And this morning, we've got something that is a problem all over the place. And I'll tell you this, I didn't get to tell you because I haven't seen you in forever. I was on my motorcycle yesterday.
Yes.
Now, if I tell you this story, you're not going to tell me I can't ride my motorcycle anymore, are you?
I would never tell you couldn't ride your motorcycle.
Okay. I was on my motorcycle yesterday. I was going to steer a baseball game. Mm-hmm. I pulled up to get ready to go into the parking lot, and there was a younger lady, probably in her 30s, that was also pulling in the parking lot at the same time to pick up her children at the gymnastics place down the road, was on her cell phone talking, ran the stop sign, and came within inches of hitting me. And if I hadn't have seen her coming and stopped, I would have been blasted by her coming through the stop sign. Never saw the stop sign. And that's what we're going to talk about this morning, distracted driving, is that it's one of the most dangerous things you can do. And it's not just cell phones. There's a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, we talk about distracted driving a lot, and that's because it is a big problem, and it's the leading cause of accidents. And April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month. We always joke about, there's a week and a month for everything,
yes.
but so that's one reason why we brought it up today. But distracted driving is not just being on your cell phone. It's any activity that keeps your attention away from driving. So it could be talking on your phone, texting. The one that people do is eat while they're driving.
Dashboard diners.
Yeah, fiddling with your sound or your entertainment system or your navigation system. Any of that stuff takes your attention off the road is distracted driving. So we just want to bring awareness because we want everybody to get there safe. I do not want you to get hit on your motorcycle. That does scare me a lot.
It was very
it does scare me. Yeah, and that's something that I just think you should be aware of. And it's really, I don't think it's necessarily so much kids. It seems like it is young adults that I see doing it more than anybody. But it doesn't matter who you are. You need to be paying attention to driving because you are operating a very large piece of equipment that can hurt other people in your car, or yourself. So, you really just need to focus on driving, and that's it while you're driving.
I read a article not too long ago that one of the big problems with distracted driving nowadays is folks dealing with children in the car, turning around to get onto one of them, say something to them, checking on them, these sort of things, and dealing with people in the back seat of the vehicle. And, there's just, we immediately think the cell phone thing, but there are so many things that could cause you to take your eyes off the road for 2 seconds. And what is the one thing, and I mean, you've heard this a bazillion times, is that when somebody calls in a claim or something, they always say the same thing. It happens so fast.
It happens so fast, and it does happen fast, and that's why you have to just a matter of seconds can make the difference in life or death. And even though I know we're always in a hurry, I'm just the same way. We're always in a hurry. But if something is going on in the vehicle, like the child, or there's a call that you have to take, or whatever it is, pull over safely, then deal with what you need to deal with. Because even if you're a little bit late, it's better than not ever getting there at all because of just that little fraction of time that it takes for you to take your eyes off the road that you could have an accident.
How many people that say, well, I can't do that, or I can handle it, it's no problem, I can talk and drive, text drive, I can eat and drive, I can deal with all this on stuff. I've been doing it for years, but there's always that one time.
Just that one time, and I know we could both tell stories right now of people we knew that, had life-changing events happen because they just took their eyes off the road for just a second. And so it's just none of us are above it. You just need to be careful and remember, things can wait. Either you don't need to get there that fast or whatever is distracting you should be able to wait till you get there. And, one thing that on all of our social media, I post, if you have any questions to ask us about insurance. And a common question, and I just got it again this last week, is from a business owner who asked me if he or she could be responsible if their employee is driving for company business, even if it's their own vehicle. Could the employer be responsible? And the answer to that is yes. It's called vicarious liability, but essentially, I'll just use me as an example. If I run an errand for where I work, I drive my car to the post office, and I hit somebody and cause injury, and while it's my responsibility, my vehicle, my liability insurance would pay, but those people can sue my employer because I was working on behalf of my employer. So if you are an employer who either has their employees use their own vehicles or company vehicles in business, you really do need to have a program in place, a policy in place about distracted driving, cell phone use, and there's a lot of other things. So if you're an employer that has company-owned vehicles or has employees who run errands, do any kind of company business in their personal vehicle, you really need to have a policy. And you need to just, if you have questions about that, you can ask us. We can even help you put a policy together. It's not difficult to do, but you really need to do that and remind your employees all the time of that policy so that while at least you can't control your employees when they're not working for you, but while they're working for you, that they have to follow those guidelines.
You know, that I'm glad you brought that up because I saw a sign the other day that was posted on the back of a company vehicle, and it said on there, "Not responsible for accidents due to." Yeah, I can't remember exactly how they put the words, but it was like cell phones not used in the car, but not responsible for accidents. They probably have had an accident for some employee who was on their cell phone, hit somebody. If someone posted something like that on a company vehicle, does that relieve them of any liability?
I'm not a lawyer, but probably not. In just general sense of the word, if you're responsible, if you're liable for something, having a sign doesn't usually alleviate your responsibility. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but some companies, especially trucking companies that have big trucks on the highway all the time, have gone to putting cameras, video cameras that are constantly filming that employee while they're driving, along with an outside camera, so that if something happens, it can be proven that they were or were not. So, I mean, you can go pretty extensive to keep things safe, and the more that you can do as an employer to stop accidents before they happen, the better you're going to be.
So folks really need to be careful while driving and make sure that whatever it is, don't take your eyes off the road. Especially if you're in a city, there's a lot of traffic, a lot of people around you, things like that. Just a split second. And another thing to go along with this, as far as distracted driving and stuff, is people that drive after, like in my case, a lot of times, whenever you are driving down the highway, and I mean, you're just dead tired from working like I did yesterday, 17 hours. I mean, it was a struggle to get in this morning.
Yeah, driving fatigue is one of the lead causes of accidents, and that's why, again, talking about the larger vehicles, the bigger trucks that are more regulated, there's laws in place that they can only drive so many hours, and that's why, because driving with fatigue is really almost sometimes more dangerous than any other kind of distracted driving. So I don't know the answer to that except for get more rest. But it is very dangerous.
So there's a lot of factors in these things, in keeping your health, your car insurance, keeping your business insurance up to make sure you're good to go. And another thing is that you probably need to call your insurance agency and talk to them about your levels of insurance because, we think $100,000, well, that's a lot of money. But when it comes to medical costs, you can spend that in no time.
Oh, yeah. And just thinking about property damage, vehicles are so much more expensive now than they used to be. And yet the state minimum has only been increased one time in my whole 30-plus years career. The state minimum is not enough. You just think about if you cause an accident with 2 or 3 vehicles, just even if nobody gets hurt, $100,000 isn't enough. And then injury to somebody else, there really is no, top dollar that could run, depending on, if they're disabled, that kind of thing. So yeah, you need to talk to your insurance agent about your limits of liability. You also need to talk to your insurance agent if you're a business and you don't have a company vehicle policy in place. Talk to your insurance agent, see if they can help you put that together.
So get it done at Bryan Insurance Agency, and they are going to be taking care of you. All right, thanks for coming by and talking to us again about insurance needs and distracted driving and things.
Sure, I do want to add how to get in touch with us, which you can call us, 940-549-2525. Come see us on the second floor of the Sierra Bank Building, or visit us on the web at www.bryanins.com, as well as Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
Hey, did you know that today is Channing Tatum's birthday?
Oh, yeah, I called him this morning before I came to work. Yeah.
I figured you did. I just want you to know that. 37 years old today.
Yeah.